Hello and welcome to the Hypnosis Academy. Today I'm talking about addictions and how we deal with them. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. Addictions are very interesting things to work with clients. Addictions come in all forms and people can be addicted to anything. Anything. Addiction has to do with the kind of personality that the person has. Some people have more propensity toward addiction than others. An example would be myself and my wife. My wife has no possibility of being addicted to anything. She can drink a glass of wine, 1 glass of wine a month. When she was smoking, she smoked when she fancied, and then when she decided to stop smoking, she stopped smoking. She doesn't smoke now, but she doesn't have that propensity. Myself, for example, I have been addicted to anything, to everything. I find it very easy to become addicted to things. Why? It's because of the way that I process things in my mind. Addicted people are addicted because they plan ahead to be addicted. They plan their addiction. Let me explain what I mean. An addicted person, when somebody smokes and they are putting out the cigarette, they are imagining the next cigarette. That's what they do. Not just imagining the next cigarette, but it goes like this typically. And you have to check out the strategy, but they have this similar strategy, which is I imagine doing it and I feel good, stroke excited, stroke something positive. That's it. My belief is, and it's just a belief, when you have seen yourself doing something, it's a done deal with things like this. Smoking, drugs, alcohol, sex, doesn't matter. Once you've planned it into your timeline, it's a done deal. If anybody's seen the work of Tad James on timeline therapy, you know that he shows people how to put things into the timeline in the future and they happen miraculously. How is that? Well, for the same reason as when you plan to have a fag in half an hour, you're going to have a fag in half an hour. When you plan to have that drink when I get home, oh my God, I'm going to have a glass of wine. It's going to be beautiful. Cold, I can taste it in my mouth. You're going to have that glass of wine. Unless something really bizarre happens. So that's the difference. People who don't get addicted don't do that. They don't. They have it and they go, well, that was nice. I don't know when. And they don't even go there to when I'm going to have another one. Who knows? I don't know. I might not. That's the difference, okay? So it is a certain kind of personality. Certain people can get addicted more easily than others, okay? So how do you deal with addiction? What do you have to do? Well, in my experience, and this is working with my own addictions and also working with other people's addictions, what you've got to do is you've got to get them to hate what it is that they are addicted to. They've got to hate it. You've got to make them phobic of the stuff, scared of it. It doesn't matter. For any negative feeling, but you've got to have it at an extreme level. Imagine cocaine. Imagine cocaine. Cocaine gives you an extreme high. To help somebody to stop it, you've got to have an extreme negative feeling toward cocaine because of it's so high. You know, if you just go, well, I don't necessarily like it, that's not going to stop you. You've got to hate it. Same with cigarettes. When people say, I want to stop smoking, I say, what do you think about cigarettes? Do you like them? Well, yeah, I do like them. Then you're not ready. I can help people to hate them through hypnosis and through a technique called threshold technique, which is the threshold technique, and this is for everything. When people make big changes in their life, especially when they're radical, what it is this. Imagine this is a threshold. This is the line that once crossed you can't go back. And people hover around this area just before the threshold in a very uncomfortable place. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy with what's going on. But, I just have to make do because, well, it's what I've got. And, I do... right, excuse. When somebody's there, when they're not happy, then your job is to take them over the threshold. How do you do that? Well, you take their not happy and you make it horrific. You take their not happy and you make it unbearable. How do you do that? In any way you can. And this is the gloves are off. When you're dealing with somebody with addiction, you are going to find out and you're going to push them you're going to say the most outlandish things. You're going to be extreme. You're going to take them to horrible places. You're going to future pace them to death, to illness. You're going to say awful things. I'll give you an example. There's a series that I made for people to stop smoking. If you want that series, by the way, if you want a series of stop smoking hypnosis, then just let me know. And in fact, in this video, I'll put the link so that you can download it. Okay? But in that, I talk about the effects of smoking on people. And there's a line, I was listening to it this morning, and there's a line where I say, and when you look at an old smoker, I don't know if you've looked at an old smoker, but smoking, there are so many poisons in smoking that it affects the major organ, which is the skin, is the biggest organ. And it starts to break down that organ. And so when you look at an old smoker, as they're drawing in, you see that the skin is horrible. It's lined, it's wrinkled, it's got a horrible colour to them. They look like they're dying. They look like they're moving toward death. They look ugly and old and shrunken. Right, now that is really, imagine doing that in hypnosis and the person's a smoker. Imagine what that does. If the person accepts those suggestions, it makes them start to hate cigarettes. What cigarettes are going to make me old and shrunken and shriveled and ugly. Is it true? Yeah, it is true. It is true. Look at any old smoker. I talk about the teeth, because people who smoke, especially people who smoke rollies, they burn all the gums and the teeth fall out. And they have all kinds of problems and the teeth look horrible and all start falling over. This is what you talk to them about. You make them sick and ill because of what they're doing, mentally. That's how you get rid of addiction. I mean, there are other stages as well. You're going to take them off to places where they see themselves without the addiction, etc. But really, the first job is to get them to hate what they're doing. Because if they love it, they're never going to stop it. If they like it, they're never going to stop it. If they're ambivalent about it, they're never going to stop it. Your job is to get them to hate it so much. And you've got to play around. You've got to prod them. Okay? Because some people, you can talk about money to some people and they go, I don't care. Nah. What you're spending, $3,000 a year burning it. People go, I don't care. Right? So it's not for everybody, the money thing. The health. Not for some people go, I don't care. I don't like myself, so I don't care. You've got to find something that gets them. So if it's not the money and it's not their health, what about the people they love? Yeah. You take them to the deathbed and there they are, shrunken with the oxygen there. And the person that they love, whoever that is standing there crying, saying, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop? These are the things that you've got to do to get them to go, shit, I don't like that. And if you do it in hypnosis, it's very powerful. So addiction, I don't like working with addictions with people purely because what I've got to do is take them to a horrible place. And I don't like that. However, if somebody needs it and if they want it and if they're desperate to get rid of this problem, then it's okay. It's okay. So in the future, I might do a course on addictions and on helping people over the threshold and things like that. I might do that. Might be interesting. Okay, I love you all. I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.